All right, things that you did not know about the movie 42 are actually fact or fiction about the movie 42. We're going to compare real life against the movie that had the Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, and Han Solo, Harrison Ford. So Jackie Robinson, he made his major league debut on April 15th, 1947, and the movie 42 was released on April 12th, 2013. Now, I'm going to present a statement to the guys, and they're going to have to say whether or not that statement is fact or that statement is fiction. First up, fact or fiction? Jackie Robinson's teammates all stood behind him from day one, especially during their first road trip. Land, fact or fiction?
Fact.
Frank, fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Frank gets the point. In the movie, Robinson's teammates show quick support, especially Pee Wee Reese putting his arm around Jackie in front of the crowd. In reality, some Dodgers initially protested having to play with him, and a petition circulated in the locker room. Manager Leo DeRocher squashed it, backing Jackie 100%, but that solidarity did take time, and it didn't just happen in one bus ride. Shocking, I know. It's almost like they tried to fit it into an hour and a half.
That guy next to him looked like Jimbo Fisher.
I thought you were talking about like if they stood behind, like physically stood behind him.
I'm sure you did. Next up, fact or fiction? Jackie Robinson wore number 42 throughout his entire baseball career, including the minors. Frank, fact or fiction?
That's fiction.
Lan, fact or fiction?
Fiction?
Yeah, you both get the point. While Jackie Robinson is famous for wearing number 42 with the Brooklyn Dodgers, he didn't wear it during his time in the minors. When he played for the Montreal Royals, the Dodgers minor league affiliate, in 1946, Robinson wore number 9. It wasn't until he debuted in the majors in 1947 that he was assigned number 42, which would later become the only number retired across all of Major League Baseball. Next up, fact or fiction? The scene with Phillies manager Ben Chapman viciously taunting Robinson is an exaggeration made up for dramatic effect.
Is that Alan Tudyk?
It is.
Yep.
Lan,
Nice.
fact or fiction?
Fact.
Frank, fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Frank gets the point, but barely. So the scene is based on real events, and Ben Chapman absolutely did hurl racist slurs and insults at Robinson from the dugout, but the movie actually toned it down for some of the language for rating purposes, but the harassment was relentless and real. Chapman's behavior was so bad that it actually backfired. It made neutral fans more sympathetic to Jackie, and it also helped turn his teammates into defenders. And eventually, Chapman and Robinson would take a staged photo together later on.
Look how into that photo he is.
Yeah, he's still not happy about doing it.
You think he likes the gabagool?
Oh, he loves the gabagool.
All right, next up, fact or fiction? The movie shows Branch Rickey picking Robinson because he believed he was the best player available. Frank, fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Lan, fact or fiction?
Fact.
Frank gets the point, taking a commanding lead here. It's fiction for the most part. While Robinson was a great player, Branch Rickey's main reason for choosing him was that Jackie had the right temperament. Rickey believed Robinson had the courage to not fight back when he was provoked. In Rickey's own words, he needed a player with guts enough not to fight back. Next up, Pee Wee Reese publicly put his arm around Robinson on the field as a show of support during a hostile game in Cincinnati. Fact or fiction? Frank.
I think this is fiction.
Lan?
Fact. Because you said something about it earlier.
That would be correct. Lan gets the point. It is fact.
Whoa.
Mostly, again, it's like a lot of this, kind of the baseball stories from back in the day, like especially when you look at Babe Ruth, did he really call his shot, stuff like that. The iconic moment is in the film, and it's one of the most debated scenes in baseball history. Some historians believe that it did happen, but not in Cincinnati and not exactly the way that it's shown. But Reese was still a real supporter, and the gesture, even if dramatized, reflects his role as an ally. What was that guy in? I was just thinking about that.
Good guy.
That actor?
Yeah, the guy that's next to Chadwick Boseman.
He was in one of the Fast and Furious Japan. He was in the CSI New Orleans. He's in
what am I thinking of him?
The X-Files movie as a kid. He's done a bunch of other stuff. Is his name Lucas Black or something like that?
Ooh, is Frank going to get the name right? Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Played by Lucas Black.
Football movie.
Son of a bitch.
He was in the high school football movie, Friday Night Lights.
There you go.
The quarterback.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm thinking of, though.
He always gets labeled or gets cast as a Southern guy because his Southern drawl is so thick he can't play anything else.
Yeah, like Pee Wee Reese. Actually, I think it is Friday Night. I think it is Friday Night Lights that I'm thinking of him from. So
go up there and play some good old football. We're gonna have ourselves a good time tonight.
Next up, fact or fiction? Jackie Robinson was the first black player in all of professional baseball. Lan, fact or fiction?
Fact, I guess.
Frank, fact or fiction?
Fiction.
Yeah. That is fiction. The movie focuses on Major League Baseball, but black athletes. They had been playing professionally in other leagues. And even one black player, Moses Fleetwood Walker, played in the majors all the way back in the 1880s before segregation was solidified. Robinson was the first to break the color line in the modern era, but he wasn't the first black pro baseball player ever. And finally, the movie downplays how hostile some opposing teams and even umpires were toward Robinson. Fact or fiction, Frank?
Fact.
Lan, fact or fiction?
I'll just go fact because I suck.
No, you don't, sir, because you got the point right. Yes, it is a fact.
I just do what Frank says.
While 42 shows some racism, real-life games were often worse. Opposing players spiked him intentionally, umpires called blatantly unfair strikes, and some hotels refused to house the team if he stayed with them. Robinson endured constant mental and physical abuse far beyond what could fit in a 2-hour movie.
Yeah, I did a report on him as a kid, so I know a lot.
Oh, you're cheating. That's why.
So what's something that you know about Jackie Robinson that was not brought up in this video, fact or fiction?
I can't. I mean, that was, dude. You're going back now 30-something years. I can't remember
I'm
every little
sorry,
thing about
you've
it.
been called out as a liar. You did not do a report on Jackie Robinson, and I can tell you this. I know why, because I can remember stuff from reports that I did back in middle school.
Can you?
Yeah, actually, there's really one thing that I remember specifically.
I don't remember anything that I did in any of my reports from school.
I remember
dude, honestly,
I did a report on Hawaii, and the state fish is the triggerfish.
Okay.
But its actual name is Huma Huma Nuku Nuku Apua.